Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo South. There is quite a lot to try and accomplish today, let's be honest with ourselves. I don't know if we're going to be able to accomplish all of it, but we're certainly going to try. I'm not going to bore you with a prolonged introduction or anything like that, but I just want to mention, as always, folks, if you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, and how I go about doing it. So, if you have any thoughts, suggestions, opinions, or anything like that, feel free to share it down below. And of course, like I've said before as well, the number of likes and comments are a quick read for me as well in terms of what folks are interested in watching more or less of on the channel. These last couple of sessions have actually been very intense. I was thinking back upon it over the weekend, and we've done quite a bit over the last handful of sessions, from, adding a new animal for one, discussing some major plans, talking about the, zebra and giraffe enclosure on top of, several other things. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause here. Oh, hey, cool. Did we actually get guests using these trains and hopping off? Oh, hey, that's pretty neat to actually see it used. But yeah, I'm just going to pause it for now before, 100 notifications come up over here and keep interrupting me. But yeah, we've done quite a bit. We've got the gorilla enclosure. We've established the outer ring of train tracks, which some of you have expressed, rightfully so, a little bit of doubt in, is the AI smart enough to actually use those trains on the outer side? I don't know. I don't know. And that's one of my concerns as well. But you know what? Let's test it out, right? It's a bit of a learning opportunity. But that's another thing we've established as well. We've started decorating one of our train stations. In fact, the first of our train stations to be decorated is happening as well. And we discussed some major plans with regards to the upcoming enclosures and animals as well. We've discussed previously, dingoes, wild African dogs, and the hyenas, but then more recently we also discussed the addition of the zebras and the giraffes and where we're going to do that and how we want to do that. So quite a bit has been happening. It has been very intense, and I don't think that intensity is going to stop anytime soon. Though with today's session, the plans are primarily centered around the gorilla enclosure, as well as a bit of a trade session, I think. We have, and I'm fairly certain I mentioned this last session. I sincerely hope I did, that I was planning on doing a trade session today once again, because we still have quite a few animals still in our storage. 35 is no small number. Recording today at a slightly different time than last week, I think. Not very different. I mean, I am limited by by the day's routines and whatnot. But hoping that a different crowd will be online right now, checking out the trade centers and whatnot, and potentially we'll be able to trade out some more of our beloved animals. But that's only part of today's session. The other part of today's session is going to be focused around the waterfall over here. So no time lapse today, because again, when doing visual effects, it all has to happen in real time. But we will be doing a fair bit of beautification and hopefully nearing completion over here. And with the next session, we'll be able to time-lapse and finish this section over here. That's my plan, at least. Next session we do this, and the session after that we'll go ahead and add a new animal. Which animal? Don't know just yet. And again, these plans aren't concrete, so I don't want to talk too much about them and then find out that we have to tweak them because of unforeseen circumstances. But for now, that's the plan. Today's session is going to be the trades. We're going to have our real-time execution of this area over here. Get it looking nice and fancy like we have this. I mean, I'm really happy with this area when the water's actually flowing. In fact, let's go ahead and, this is super cool. I really like this. So I'm hoping to recreate some of that magic over here, hopefully. And yeah, so trade session, this, and then next session I'm thinking we finish this off, and maybe it's part of a bigger beauty pass, but if I'm completely honest, I feel like this will actually take up the entirety of a time lapse. And then we'll have to do a beauty pass separately. Maybe that's what we do the session after this one's done. Like I said, not set in stone. It's a little open-ended still. So feel free to let me know what you think as well. Now, actually, before we get into all that, there's a couple of things. Who says couple of stuff? That's not a thing people say. There are a couple of things that I want to tackle. Primarily, I want to get some of the sponsor boards done. Now, usually I do them in time lapses, but today we actually don't have that many to add I say today, but I mean in terms of this month, we don't have that many to add. So I thought, why not let's put them down together without the need for flipping to a time lapse. Just I guess gives a slightly different perspective on adding these sponsor boards. Things that I don't often get to talk about when sort of planning them out. We've got a style already for the koalas, but for this newest one, I say we put it down over here. We don't want to hide the view of the animal. Oh, you know what? Let's put it down over here, and if we got another one, we can put it down over here. Trying to go for a little bit of that symmetry, right? So if I drop you down over here, feels about right. Got to lower this a little bit, so it's so this is flush to the ground. There we go. That feels right. And again, we can if we end up with like hundreds of koala sponsors, then we'll have a whole ring of these or something. We'll figure it out if we end up with more. But this is it kind of builds in nicely to this little structure over here, I find. So yeah, let's go ahead and place you down over here. Go ahead and shift this tree back a little bit. Every time I work with the koalas, the second time I say koala, the first thought that crosses my mind, is, did I just say koala bear? Like, the first time I say koala, I say it. The second time I say koala, I go, did I say koala bear the first time, or did I say koala the first time? It's such a, like, again, I know that they are koalas, and I know that's the word to use, but I end up, and I'm sure many of you have a similar experience. Well, maybe many of you have a similar experience, but so much of my younger years, I was exposed to the term koala bear that naturally, when I think koala, my like brain wants to say bear, koala bear. It's just like it sounds right, even though it's wrong, right? So I keep, it's this constant struggle of mine. And I just thought I'd share. It's just like every time I say koala, it's that second time I'm like, damn, did I say koala bear the first time? Whoops. Koala bear is wrong, folks. And it's unfortunate that when I was younger, I was so exposed to that it's the natural thing that comes to mind. I don't know why we do that. We do that about so many things when it comes to education. So our first sponsor of the day is, again, I apologize if I get any names wrong. Feel free to correct me, please, in the comments down below. But our first sponsor for the koalas is Josephine Poirier. And our next sponsor we're going to tackle is going to be over with the lions over here. We've got a nice setup for the lions, but I've got 3 on this side. I think we start doing more on this side just to balance it out. That was the original plan I had in mind. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and take y'all. The reason why I'm doing this, by the way, first before I do my trade session is just to offset the times a bit more, or at least I think I'll be offsetting the times a bit more. Hard to remember things off the top of my head like that, but hopefully I'm accomplishing what I'm setting out to accomplish by delaying the trading to after the sponsorship signs, the sponsor boards. This is not lined up perfectly. Let's go ahead and get some of these. But yeah, with sorry, I'm gonna go on one of those rambles here for a second. But multiplication signs, they're a lie. Multiplication signs are a lie. For most of my younger life, through like elementary school and stuff, the multiplication sign was always the X, right? I think we're all very familiar with the X. On a calculator, it's the little asterisk, but on paper, it's the X for multiplication. And then, oh, right, I got to remove this back section over here. Is this lined up? Yeah, it is lined up. Is this? No, it's not lined up. It needs to be a little bit further out. But yeah, then I reached, I guess late middle school it was. I'm trying to, memory's a bit fuzzy, but late middle school, I was introduced to the fact that you can use the dot as a multiplication sign. And I was like, well, this is silly. Why would you do that? And then later on in my life, I was introduced to the concept of the dot product and the cross product, and how there are different things, and how those signs, I guess, mean different things. And I mean, again, anybody who knows better, feel free to correct me in the comments, always. This is again a very fuzzy memory speaking, but like it's stuff like that. It's like why didn't you just teach me the right thing from the beginning? Why did you lie to me when I was a child? You know what I mean? And I can't be the only one who gets a little riled up about that kind of stuff. It's just like just tell me the whole thing from the beginning. Why tell me half the thing and then switch it up on me after I've already developed habits based on the original thing you taught me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, cross products and dot products are two different things, and those icons, rightfully so, mean two different things. Now, maybe I'm completely wrong, in which case, correct me. But that's what I've been led to believe, and this is just it. This is why I spend so much of my life, I think, second guessing myself, because it's like I've been taught something, and then I get retaught something slightly different, over the course of my varied and interesting education, I suppose. And then then you hit adulthood and you go, man, I don't know what's real anymore. What do I remember that's right and what do I remember that's wrong? But yeah, feel free to correct me if I am wrong about the difference between cross and dot product and the fact that there is one, but I'm fairly certain I've got that right. You can look it up too. Yeah, it's I'm okay. That's the rant done. I could go on for hours. I could go on for hours. Because I remember that was the first time, I think that was the first time I looked at my teacher and I was just dumbfounded. I was like, what? Why are we learning this now? I remember vaguely, as well as I can remember. Trying to fit this in right. This one needs a little bit of adjusting here. Again, if you put blank spaces on either side of the text, you can kind of adjust the sizing. And it's nice to do for, when names are either longer or shorter or what have you, to get them to fit. Right, I feel like that looks good in the space. Compare it to some of the... Yeah, I think that looks good in the space. And let's go ahead and move this thing back in. So our newest Lion sponsor is Crimson Gamer. Let's go ahead and pop that into the right spot here. There we go. I think that's good. That looks lined up properly. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Next up, we're actually going to have a new sponsor for a new animal entirely. Perfect timing, I suppose. But we have a sponsor for the gorillas right off the right off the bat. Right off the bat, we've got a sponsor for the gorillas. So let's go ahead and get this established here. What I'm thinking, what I really like, it's less interesting if you do it everywhere, but it's more interesting if you do it from time to time. And I really like integrating these sponsor boards with the enclosure itself. Like, don't get me wrong, I like sponsor boards whether they're integrated or not. But I find integrated ones they're a nice change of pace. It adds a bit of variety. You'll remember we did the same thing for our, oh god. It's escaping me right now. We did it at Elitsu North as well. Man, it was so long ago. It's gonna come to me at one point. The macaque. There we go. I was like, what was the animal? What was the animal? Which animal? Hot springs. Come on, it's obvious. The imagery was like on the tip of my eye, I guess, not the tip of my tongue. I could see it, but it was fuzzy. Yeah, the macaque had a similar thing where they had a climbing stuff made out of the sponsor boards. Well, not made out of, but they were an integral part of the experience, I suppose. Well, I do want to get that going over here as well. Just trying to figure out where. I don't want to do it all the way back over here because it'll be kind of hidden away from all the people coming through, and they won't be able to learn about who's been sponsoring the animals. So I wouldn't mind doing it here though. That's close enough, I think, that you'd be able to read it. Yeah, and it's not hidden by anything. Now, obviously, if you come up from over here, it's different. Now, we'd have multiple. If multiple people end up sponsoring the gorillas, we'd have multiple sponsor boards spread out at different spots. But for now, let's go front and center over here. Let's duplicate you. Hopefully this won't block... I don't think this will block access. Duplicate you over here. And what this will actually allow us to do is it'll actually allow us to build a bit of a hidden area over here as well. If they're feeling a little shy, they can tuck in over here, and they might be able to kind of like hide over here. What to use, though? Let's see if we can't find some wooden... It's actually very interesting doing this... not in a time lapse. Let me know what you think, by the way. I always try to experiment, even nearly 150 episodes into making content for Planet Zoo. I like to try and experiment with methodology and approach and style from time to time, because I don't know, you never know when you come upon something which people enjoy. more than a different approach. So I thought ooh, we involved it. That thing's huge. That thing's way too big. I don't think it's not going to be versatile enough. But yeah, I like to try different things. So I mean, let me know what you think about this different thing. As far as doing sponsor boards, it's not going to be something I do every time with new sponsor boards. But I thought today'd be fun to try something a little different and see what y'all think. See what y'all think. Experimentation. It's a fun thing to do. Slightly angled. I do like it being slightly angled. It feels like slats. You know, it feels like it gives it some more dimensionality. Go ahead and do something like this. Gonna have to rotate this a bit though, because again, like I find like I obviously recording a time lapse, I end up saying different things from the actual thought process of making it. It's a more kind of raw conversation when I'm doing it while recording audio at the same time versus speaking retrospectively, I guess. We got to get our editable text over here. Oh, there are some fun ones, but ooh, actually, I like this one quite a bit. Okay, let's see what we can do over here. Let's see what we can do over here. Well, actually, hold on. You know what Smart Man would do is activate align to surface. Use that as a reference. There we go. There we go. All right. For now, keep you sticking out over here so I can get the name in. So our Gorilla sponsor is... I gotta make sure I have the right typeface selected. That's another thing. Oh my god. Fonts versus typefaces. Font is not the right word. On the topic of my earlier rant about being taught the wrong thing all your life, erasing. That's what I thought it was. A font is a specific typeface. A typeface is the family. A font is like... So, for example, when you pick, I don't know, Helvetica. Let's go with Helvetica. Why not? You pick Helvetica or Arial if you're on Windows. Arial is the typeface. Arial bold 16 point is the font. Or Arial italics 12 point is the font. Anyway, sorry, I'm stopping. Let's go ahead and get... Okay, so we're... Font, air quotes, is racing. And the sponsor is Alyssa Stanton. Go ahead and see how that looks. Got to change the colors over here. With a nice off-white. Get you black so we have able to read it a bit more clearly. Gonna have to shrink this a bit more so it fits in properly. And that's where the spaces on either side comes in. Super handy. Go. That looks not look even. Bit better. I think we're close. Okay, I think that's good. So Alyssa Stanton is our first sponsor for the Gorillas, and let's see if we can't do. Will we be able to? I don't know actually. Interesting. Oh, it's because the wooden panel is wavy and wobbly. Okay. Okay, not a problem, not a problem. So what I'll need to do then is, let's go ahead and move you further back, buddy. Get rid of this one. And we need to just find a different one that is a bit more flat on the front. Might actually nudge this in a little bit so this is inside properly. It's not yet. There we go. What about this side? Nah, okay, so it's got to stick out. So in that case, let's try and make it stick out evenly on both sides. Or you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's pull you out to... I want this to line up. This. Sure, I think that's okay. Might want to pull it out just a bit more. Sticks out a little bit is better than sticking out a lot from one side. And I guess let's adjust the spacing again. Name. Yeah, that looks about right. That looks about right, but let's go ahead and get a new wooden board here. I keep wanting to type wooden. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know where that's come from. Wood. We get one of these. Way too large. Right. Let's see. Maybe it's not too large actually. You know what? I was wrong. It looked massive. But it looks like we're good over here. Can I? Oh, can we not? Oh, maybe not. Gotta be able to work this one. But then Thin sliver of difference. Oh, wow, weird. Huh. This is the first time I've not been able to do this. Very weird. No matter how much I zoom in, I don't know if that gives me finer control or not. A lot of 3D software is like that, where it's like if you zoom in, you get more kind of finer control. Nope, okay, no luck with you. I mean, the previous piece was working. We know that for a fact. Well, it was working, but it was wobbly, right? So it didn't work. Well, this is definitely way too large. Come on, buddy. Oh, what about our good old-fashioned... Hasn't failed us yet. Oh, this is so weird. It's got to do something with... Ah, there it is. Perfect. Hasn't failed us yet. The Australia editable sign. What about this other one? Oh, a little different, aren't you? Of course you are. A little bit taller, too. Well, you know, we've got placement here. That's gonna break everything, of course. I deserve that. I deserve that. Oh, there we go. It's a good piece. Tuck you in. Come on, now, give me that. There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Shift you over a little bit. That's good. It's got a bit of that ruggedness up over here. I like that. I like that. And you know what? Actually, the text, let's go ahead and make it... Go with the black. And let's get rid of the outlines over here. Can we get like a nice brownish kind of a... I mean, or someone can. I can't right now. There we go. That's feeling close. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. Plus, this, like, thematically, again, if we're trying to add some of those decorative elements up over here, and, you know, up over here with these, like, benches and bins and everything, it'd be nice to kind of, like, match that down over here as well, right? Have something on the trim over here. Yeah, cool. Okay. That's fun. That's fun. Let's go ahead and do what else? You know what? I'm actually thinking the trade session we do next time. Just to, like... And I hate doing this. I hate, like, changing plans on the fly, but again, you know what they say about plans, right? The reason why is because I feel like if I do it on a different day, it might be a different crowd, potentially. And another big part of it is I'm honestly not 100% certain if I mentioned it last session or not, and I would feel bad if I hadn't mentioned it. So I think what we'll do is next session for sure we will do our trade session, because I do want to get to work on the you know, some of this the work that needs to be done today, some of the visual work that needs to be done today outside of these sponsor boards. I don't want to do just the sponsor boards and then just a trade session, and the next thing you know we're out of time. But before I can move on to this, I actually have to do one last thing as far as sponsor boards are concerned, and that involves returning to Elite Zoo North. Momentarily, but we can obviously, you know, soak in the sights as we roll on up to where I need to place our last sponsors board of the day. Man, it always feels so. It's such an interesting feeling being back, just like to look back upon all of our little projects and how we grew and learned over the course of, you know, all this time. Oh, hey, I can actually touch on this as well. What I was talking about earlier, right? These little sponsor boards here that tie into the climbing platforms and whatnot. Anyway, got to stay on task over here. I don't want to get distracted by looking around and everything, because that literally we could spend hours looking around over here, as we did for our episode 100 live stream. But no, we have up over here. Where are our existing sponsors? There we go. So we've got these over here. I believe those are our only sponsors for our Siberian tiger right now. I want to make sure I place it in a way that it's you know, I want to make sure if there's a existing symmetry that I maintain it. But yeah, we can go ahead and add another set just a little bit off to the side over here. I think we'll skip one and put it over here, and that way on this side, if we got another Siberian tiger sponsor, eventually we'd skip one, add one over here. Yo, this is great. What a shot to return to, eh? Just that placement. They knew they knew we were coming back. They knew we were coming back. Such magnificent creatures. God, oh, look at this little guy. Oh, what a cutie. Oh, what a cutie. Oh my god. Oh, they make me so happy. Okay, sorry. Getting distracted over here. Let's go ahead and get, let's see, come up. Trying to figure out if I want, which side I want to add the next one on. Now let's go ahead and put it on this side. Go ahead and duplicate you. Pop you down over here, right? Because these are roughly centered. Yep. Good stuff. Go ahead and get that name edited, shall we? Hopefully, struggle to. Yeah, excellent. Here we're using different typefaces, by the way. Almost got myself started on that rant again. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna resist. So I'm not gonna be able to resist. So yeah, so no, I'm gonna resist. Oh, okay. So fonts are also fonts have also changed over the years because fonts have gone from including point sizes to not, which is again something that it keeps like slipping my mind because when I was taught it, I was only taught half the story. Point sizes stopped being relevant to fonts when we entered the digital era, and you could rescale any font to any size. But typeface and font are still not interchangeable. Typeface and font still mean two very different things. So a typeface is like Arial, a font is like Arial bold, Arial italic, Arial regular, etc., etc. Okay, cool, done. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. I can't be part of the problem, right? All right. So our latest sponsor, Adelitsu North as a whole, is I know I'm going to get this one wrong, so please feel free to correct me or inform me or educate me otherwise. But Tachi, hope I got that right. I'm assuming the P is silent and the double CI is like that chi sound, right? But correct me if I am wrong. But welcome as the latest sponsor of our Siberian Tigers. There we go. Oh man, it's certainly a feeling being back at Adelitsu North, isn't it? Also very different doing this in real time rather than doing it as a time lapse. In a time lapse, you know, I'm recording it quietly, all alone, not sharing the experience with anyone, except for when we look back. Oh, she's so cute. When we look back, you know, again, retrospectively. Whereas right now, just like talking while recording, it completely changes things for me. Man, what a cutie. What a cutie. What a cutie. Happy belated Diwali, by the way, to anybody who celebrates. Being in the India section reminds me. So yeah, happy belated Diwali. And actually being near the well, you know, Tibetan section, I suppose, if you will, makes me think of Nepal, and I should say happy I think it's called Kukur Tihar. It's if you don't know about this, look it up. It's the day in Nepal where they I'm gonna summarize it because there's a lot to talk about, but it's all about dogs. Well, a big part of it is about dogs, not all about dogs, but it's commonly talked about as like the day that dogs get worshipped when you see it covered. But yeah, Kukur Tihar, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong again. Anyway, sorry, I'm spending way too much time in Adelitsu North for an Adelitsu South episode. Let's go ahead and where's my entrance? Usually I like to zoom out to, there it is. Okay, I like to zoom out and then have this saved as a thumbnail. Let's go ahead and dive back to Adelitsu South, shall we? All right, folks, from fonts to fountains, I guess this episode has been a bit of a journey. We've talked about like everything from one end of the globe to the other, but let's go ahead and get to work on our little waterfall over here that I just referred to as a fountain, I suppose. Also, fun fact, font used to be spelled F-O-U-N-T, so there's absolutely a layer in there. But yeah, let's get to work over here. Again, we need to hit play for this because it's all visual effects work. I'm really excited for this, actually. I'm really super excited for this because we've been starting to get quite, I don't know. Well, I'm very proud of this, is the only way I can put it. I'm really quite proud of this, and I want to try and recreate that over here. So let's go ahead and hit play for what feels like the first time this session entirely. Might be. And let's first adjust a little thing over here. It was pointed out to me a couple of sessions ago, actually, but it slipped my mind to do it last time because, you know, got horribly distracted by the trains and the villa up top. But it was suggested that it would look a lot more realistic if this had a bit of a support, and I wholeheartedly agree. And again, we're obviously, you know, walking a fine line when it comes to realism with some of these things, but there are some small things that we can do from time from time to time to really sell the ideas a bit more. And I personally, I like doing that, so thank you for bringing it up, because it does make, to me, it makes a big difference. I don't know how y'all feel, and I'd be happy to hear more of your thoughts. But for me, it's just like, yeah, now it feels a bit more like an actual thing that I might actually see at an actual place, rather than just a made-up thing for a video game. And that's part of the fun for me. I mean, obviously, sometimes we go above and beyond with our experimentation and do something absolutely wacky that you'd never see in real life, but that's a unique kind of conversation point. Like our orangutan enclosure at Elitsu North, right? It's like, you would never see that in real life. You would probably never see that in real life, but it is also a video game. Let's not lose sight of that completely. Are we seeing any crowds up over here? Not yet. Not yet. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. One of the other things I need to do, actually, I wonder if I can do that right now before we get to the fountain stuff, is, well, this one's fine, but these guys up over here, rather than going above, if we go underneath, it might be faster. Oh, hey, people are lining up, though, so that's nice. You know what? Let's do the waterfall. We'll come back to that some other time. I'll do that in a time lapse or something, probably. Unless the waterfall magically works very quickly, we're going to do that in like a time lapse, because it'll take a lot of time just fiddling about with pathing and whatnot. What do we got here? Some guerrilla research, some guerrilla research. God, I love it. Not enough to implement higher quality food or anything yet, though. Let's go ahead and go to construction, and we're looking for... Make sure we're not using the murky ones. Top. This is where things get a little funky, don't they? Like, do I want to put in the oh, by the way, it was mentioned that I should maybe swap this out for like a chain link fence or something, just to make it feel like a bit more realistic, like the water's actually passing through. In my head canon, it's like concrete up top, but down below they're like grills or something, you know, like video game versus realism. The concrete up top makes sense for protection and whatnot, but down below there's got to be a way for the water to move for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. The other thing I want to touch on is I've seen many people mention or request mention, you know, whichever word you want to use, a tour, or rather I've been asked when the next tour is planned. I'm thinking episode 50 makes most sense for that, but let me know what y'all think. A part of me was actually tempted to like not do the tour after all, because it's like, well, there's still so much to do. I mean, things have changed since the last tour, episode 25, I think it was, right? I can't remember now off the top of my head. I think it was episode 25. Things have changed a fair bit since then, but I just wonder, it's like, well, have they changed enough to warrant another tour? Again, always, I would love to hear your thoughts on the subject, so feel free to share in the comments, and I will respond accordingly. Again, it's not until episode 50 at the earliest, so there's time for me to like look at feedback and see what y'all think. Again, we can do a tour. I just want to make sure that we're not, I don't know, I know there's always the concern, and I don't disagree with it or anything, but there's always a concern that we're like slowing down too much, or not moving quickly enough, etc., etc. So I want to make sure that I'm not adding to those concerns by spending a session doing a tour. Though at the same time, it is also fun to see tours. Now, actually, in some ways, I like this concrete because it acts as a bit of a dam over here as well, allowing us to raise the water level here. Sorry, terrain. Allowing us to raise the water level here, potentially, without having to raise it across the board. Now, how high have you actually gone? Just up to here, eh? Can we go any higher? I'd have to raise the barrier over here for that. Reverse to that. Go ahead and select all of you. Yep. And select you over here as well. Yep. Raise you a bit higher. Just trying to find that perfect point where the water can reach. Might actually already be at it. The next step might be too high. Undo that. What's up over here? Who's been in a box? Unbox all animals, please, and thank you. I do need to check up on my capuchin as well. I feel like they've all gotten too old to have babies, and so we haven't seen any new capuchin babies in a while. Quite a bit of infertility. Oh, you know what, actually? Yeah, what happened here? So strange. Why are you guys upset? Oh, is it the space bug again? Don't understand it. So if it's happened to you, it's almost certainly happened to our jaguars as well. This is, again, also part of the reason why I switched to medium. It's just like, these are issues that shouldn't exist, and if they happen and they go undiscovered, they're problems. Yep, see? Don't get it. Whatever, at least it's an easy fix. Just gotta, oops, gotta pick you, X, check mark, done. Yeah, we need some new Capuchin, eh? We have one female, I believe it was. It's dark right now, so I don't mind being away from the waterfall. Project. Yeah, Abriel over here, female. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a male Capuchin. This feels like the first time I've had to do this. Capuchin. Colombian white-faced Capuchin monkey. We need a male, right? Yes. High-quality males available. Jose. Pretty good stats. Glad I don't have to say no way, Jose. Sure. 5k, fine. You know, fine, sure. You had a good trade session. Sure, why not? Maybe a little bit too much money spent on I didn't check the age. Well, listen, it's fine. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. There's not a problem here. We're okay. Nothing to worry about. Yes, I'm more telling myself than anybody else, but we're okay. Again, we have so many animals to trade out. I'm not too concerned about conservation credits, to be perfectly honest. But as that's happening, I want to check on something else over here as well. Just realized, it was pointed out to me that the gorillas might actually need 2 females. I didn't think that was the case. Looks like they're okay. They're up here. Okay. This is another thing that needs to be improved a little bit, I would say. The mounting and dismounting of climbing material spots. Oh yeah, you know what? I do need another female. Okay, fair enough. Going up at the same time. Look at that. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Oh, it's because it's feeding time. Oh, who's going to win this race? Oh, she is. A little slowpoke. Call yourself alpha? Come on, man. I'm kidding, obviously. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, I'm getting distracted by the animals again. Over to finding a new female gorilla. Let's see if we can't find a good one. Gorilla. West African, or sorry, Western lowland gorilla. Lowland. Another female, eh? Panya over here, 8100. Decent stat, really good stats actually. The best stats available. 8100, am I concerned about spending that much money? Let's see what these size is a little low, but let's see if we compare you to Adeola here, or Adeola. I'm not sure actually. I'm not familiar with the language convention. So feel free to teach me. Okay. Okay, end results. Not bad. Not bad. Sure. Anya. Adopt you from Salzburg Zoo. Salzburg? Salzburg. Go ahead and get you to quarantine. That's a lot of conservation credits. I think it's the most I've paid for an animal in terms of conservation credits. Maybe I'm feeling a little, maybe I'm still not feeling 100%. I was feeling a little under the weather last week. Maybe I'm still not feeling 100% and I'm making some very problematic decisions. Ooh, we have an escape over here. How did that happen? Oh, you know what it is? It's because these barriers are being counted as part of the... Oh lord. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, you're just walking right out, aren't you? Haha, no. No. Yikes. Are you drinking? Looks like you're drinking. Okay, hang on a second. I guess females are a fair bit smaller, so maybe that's why... Nope, they're able to escape. The easy solution here would be get one of these rocks in the way. If that works. Well, that one did that time. Come on, buddy, go back. Go back, don't escape. Go back, buddy. That's because of the barrier over here. It's being counted as the enclosure as opposed to not. If I actually edit this barrier, what happens if I... Well, I can't delete these guys because of the water right now, right? Yeah. Get rid of you. Go. Everything. Okay, hang on. Hang on a second, hang on. that as high as you can get? As high as it was before anyway, wasn't it? Kind of pointless, I guess. Do this whole song and dance? Maybe. Maybe. Hang on. Block your escape. Well, I don't want this to count as an escape anyway. Let's go ahead and get rid of this section for sure. And this section as well. Right? You guys still connected? You are, okay, so you should be fine still. Go ahead and get out of here. Yeah, we're okay now. Okay. It was gonna be a little strange then to try and build this. Not sure exactly how to go about it. Not sure exactly how to go about it. Because it will snap to this thing. Oh, you know what I could maybe do? Look here. Look here, and then move you into position. Can't be that short, I assume, is the problem there. Oh my god. There we go. And pop you down over here. Move you into position. Okay, okay. If that does the trick for us. Just working around game mechanics over here. Bear with me. Might not be able to do this. Might not be worth the trouble, rather, is I guess what I'm actually getting at. Come on. Why do you snap? Don't snap. Don't snap. Okay, so now if I go to put this down, right, I can put this down, and you will not consider that to be an escape either. Okay, that kind of works. Now the question remains, get rid of the water here. We would have added over here separately. Yep. How'd you escape this time? These guys are not scared. Oh my god. Oh my god. Monkey on a train. We're good. We're okay, we're good. How did you escape though? Or had she already escaped and she didn't actually get caught the first time around? Is he standing? No, okay, I thought he was standing on his hind legs. Where is the escape? Weird. Did that emergency capture not actually go through? Because I'm not seeing any more escapes, like escape routes or anything. Okay, strange. Strange. But hopefully we're fine now. Alright, back to work over here. Edit this. Go ahead and select the loop. Where's my select loop button? There it is. And increase your height. Just ever so slightly. Should be enough for us to put water down a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Now, how much can we lower the walls by? Quite a bit, actually. Not bad. That's not bad. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Go ahead and get these up a bit. That way, just feels, you know, a little bit more intense, a little bit more like the water's actually coming to the edge over here, just a little bit higher. We can raise some of these a little bit higher as well. And again, gorillas can't swim, so we'll be okay. Could have sworn I already got you. Oh no, you know what? I don't. Move you over, buddy, before it's too late. Where are we? All the way over here. We gotta go all the way over here. You see you, Wasi? Yes. Okay. Let's get Panya, who's also done her quarantine. So lucky. Over to Habitat 27. I do have some name suggestions, by the way. Just waiting to implement it after everything else is done. Alright, so hopefully they'll be on their way over. Cool. So we can adjust these a little bit. Ever so slightly, nudging you up as well. There we go. That looks nice. I believe that's a touch higher and a touch more, like, looks a little bit more like it's actually interacting. The rocks with the water, I mean. And pretty soon the waterfall. There we go. And could actually maybe rotate this one a little bit. Better, I think. Less, there we go, sure. Sure, and then let's go ahead and get our the waterfalls happening here. Waterfall top. I mean, again, I wonder if these are going too far out, right? Like, that makes a world of difference as well. There we go, make it a little less, less of a mountain to climb over here. This kind of a thing. Well, why not turn this around? Do that. Still fairly large, but a bit more palatable. A little bit, want to cover up all the glass here. There we go. Up a little bit as well. Okay, and let's get to a waterfall top. Okay, we've got our animals being delivered from the quarantine as well at the same time. Good stuff. Here again, volume is going to make a difference, right? We want to make sure it looks amply busy. I'm going to get some over here as well. Alright, looks like our gorilla has arrived as well. Excellent. These guys over here, again, just to make it look like the water is rushing. The rain actually doesn't help. It visually looks great. Helps the visuals tremendously, but doesn't help with the sense of like, well, how's this going to look when it's all done? That's a waterfall midsection here, 10 meters. Where are you? Midsection 5, midsection 10. Yep. You down. Hopefully you down over here. Make sure they're facing the right direction. Yep. Gotta stick them out a little bit. There we go. Over here. Get you over here again, breaking up with the rocks a little bit here and there, right? Add a bit more variety. Oh, you are sticking out way too much, though. You are sticking out way too much. Pull you back a little bit. Do this kind of a thing. Now you're going way too far in. Alright, fair enough. How about that? Okay, let's try this kind of a thing. Not hidden enough. I don't necessarily like where these visual effects things emit their particles from. They like need to be too visible almost to work. Maybe it's just me. Let's section up over here as well. Up a little bit. Hide you with one of the ops, I guess. That. So that does the trick. Got this over here, which is great. Let's get another one of those tops over here. So again, it feels like it's kind of like bouncing off the rocks. And the midsection 5 meter. How does that feel? Pretty good. Maybe we just go with a full 10. Oh, nice. Another offspring. Go with a full 10. Midsection 10. You know what? Go with the 5. Here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to rotate this little rock piece over here. Be a bit more interesting. Stick out a little bit. Makes it, I think, a little bit more compelling to look at. Rotate you a bit, maybe. There we go. So it feels like, you know, it's breaking up a little bit. There we go. We got a little bit of action up over here. This is good, this is good, this is good. You want some more dropping down over here? Or what are we thinking right now? Definitely coming to life. That's good. Gotta get some more down over here on this side, though. Let's go ahead and add some of those. Waterfall top. No, waterfall midsection. Where are you? There you are. Oh, actually, we do the tops first as well. Add you over here. The idea is the water is kind of pushing through, going over top of this. I mean, this we'll need to narrow this down as well a little bit, I think. Nudge you over. Yeah, these rocks that we're using are maybe a little too fat. A little too thick. Over. It's looking a bit more believable, I would say. I buy water being able to travel. I mean, honestly, when water goes fast enough, it'll travel wherever it wants to. Terrifying thing. There we go. Feeling a bit more appropriate now, though, I would say. A bit more appropriate. There we go. Put you over a little bit. Raise you up a little bit. This, though, what do we do with this piece? There's a lot of terrain up over here. We could get rid of some of it. I like that the gorillas are able to walk over here, but we find like a happy middle ground here. Pull this all the way back. Right? Move you a bit further back as well as a result. Okay. Okay, okay. Then can we get you and you? Like so. Alright, there we go. I buy that a lot more. A lot more. Oh, by the way, I'd buy that for $1. I saw something you mentioned that you didn't get the reference. It's a RoboCop thing. Original RoboCop, not the remake, not the frankly terrible remake that came out, 5 years ago or whatever, but like the OG one. There we go. Down, up over here. There we go. Alright, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Alright, so get you up over here. The water comes down this way. These guys will be pretty clear of any waterfall action, obviously, because they're far enough away. But they'll look busy enough with some vegetation and whatnot. Oh, oh, oh. Just shake hands. Y'all just shake hands. I guess so. Okay. I mean, hey, if that's how it is, then that's how it is. I think I missed most of the animation. I thought I reacted pretty quickly, but I guess not quickly enough. Not quickly enough. Let's go ahead and get another midsection over here. There we go. 10 meters. This is like... Why does it stick out like this? Why do you gotta stick out like this? You gotta be so... Thumb-esque. Now I gotta put another top over here. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, got there in time. We gotta look at our warthog soon as well. I mean, they need a bit of management. We're gonna have a bit of an animal management session soon as well. Again, like I said, just because we're flipping to medium doesn't mean there's no animal management anymore. It's still, obviously, a core part of a zoo game. Go ahead and get our bottom... Oh, sorry, our mid 5-meter section. Yeah, see, I like how this looks. Go ahead and pop you down. Can I pop this down over here? Oh, doesn't necessarily make sense. I like this up over here, though. Where's our... There we go. I like that. I like that. So this is kind of a dryish surface. Go to climb here safely enough. Get up to the top over here. Yep. Go ahead and add some of these bottoms. Not murky. I'll make sure it's not murky. I'll also make sure that it's lined up properly. Okay, too far down. There we go. A little bit higher up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gonna rotate this so it's easier to position the other ones. Down over here. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Brought to life there. Sun's setting on us right now, of course it has to. Fair enough, not a problem. Let's go ahead and get the rapids. Rapid splashes are pretty good. You can, like, again, make this area a bit more busy in a bit more varied ways. Not just up over here, but also, whoops, not just up over here, but also against this rock, so it looks like the water's actually flowing, right? Pushing past this rock. Get further. I don't think that makes sense, but rapids foam could help as well if we raise you up. Okay. If we raise you up. Rotate this a little bit higher, I think. Want to make sure it's not floating, because that does happen. Rotate you so you're facing the right direction. Go ahead and move it behind the rock, and that way the rock itself should intercept the particles. But you know what? I think it needs to be a little too high for that to work properly. Well, it looks like some of the water is going over the rock. I actually don't mind that either. Let's see. Go over to here. Raise you a bit higher. That's like full intensity. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. I don't like these rapids over here. Wonder if they like need to be busier or if they're just not the right call over here. We could try the waterfall top as well. It has a slightly different look to it. But overall, just not very pleased with how these splashes are looking. Gonna want to rework those. Gonna want to rework those, and gonna want to rework this a little bit as well. Like over here, got the right amount of intensity. I think it's just a matter of having more of them. Where are we? Waterfall top. Again, make it look like the water is coming over this way. Kind of push through. Well, trying to push through. Bit of water pushing back, obviously, as well as it hits the rocks and gets thrown back in. In fact, I almost wonder if having the foam pushing back a little bit isn't a good idea as well, right? Because it might look a bit more appropriate. I'm gonna have to check up on that. I wonder if that's still the research facility, in which case it's not an emergency. I'll teach you face the right direction. Oh. There we go. I see. There we go. Does that make sense? A little water pushing back. I don't know. I need to look up some more reference imagery or something. Like it's pushing back a little too hard, I think. Is my problem. Maybe. Let's go and lift this up a little bit as well, just to give it a bit more presence. It actually feels like it's splitting stuff up a little bit. Come through. Push through, you come over. Water comes over. Lighting is very, very bright. It might just be my eyes right now. Again, like I said earlier, I wasn't feeling that great last week. Still not 100%. That's migraines. I usually get migraines when the season shifts. And obviously having, you know, a job where 99% of it is spent in front of a screen doesn't help either. So I think it's still around a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm good. Just in case any of you were wondering what's going on. Well, I'll find a better way to kind of blend all this stuff together. Now, what if we take a look at more of the rapids splashes here? Not foam, sorry, splashes. Line to surface for these. Again, trying to get the sides here to push back on the water and give it a bit more direction or intensity. Cover up our little barrier piece as well, if possible. Not how well it would work. Oh, it's feeding time. Feeding time. Yes, sir. Go. Yeah, there's a bit of action. I mean, maybe a little too much. Something. You know, I think what I need to do is I think I need to add more green, and also add more of the foam flowing out down over here. I think we did that at the other spot, and I didn't do that over here, and that's like affecting how much I like the space bottom here. I think this better already. Feels like there's a bit of flow via the ground over here. Gotta get out of these trees. There we go. Got the light catches that though, eh? There we go. That's feeling better for sure. Feeling much better for sure. And I think the work that's left to do over here might require a time lapse now. Like I think we've done enough that we can, or I think we've done all we can do with the visual effects and letting time move forward. Look at these crowds forming up over here as well. Hey, watching them eat. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and get a donation bin out over here. And let's go ahead and get the education board out over here as well. Sincerely hope they had not selected the speakers as well. That's what I had sincerely hoped. Glad I checked. Alright, let's go ahead and pop you down over here. Makes sense. Good spot to catch a good view of them doing something interesting. There we go. Here you are, properly set up. Indeed, good stuff, good stuff. And that should hopefully elicit some more donations up over there as well. I really ought to do that down over here, but I don't know how much action we'll see down over here. Over here, I mean, we see them eating, obviously, so that's a... Aw, what's wrong, buddy? You grumpy that you couldn't escape? You grumpy that you couldn't escape? Grumpy that we caught you? This is Panya, eh? Look at those tails. Very well done. Very well done. Where's Buddy? Where's the dude? There he is. Hanging out down over here. Teeth, man. Look at those teeth. And look at that. People up over here checking it out. Amazing. Alright, good stuff. Sorry, back over here. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this overall. I think it still needs a bit of work, but I think, again, a lot of that work we can do during, during a time lapse as opposed to while time is kind of ticking on us, right? I'll rotate you a little bit there. Good stuff. That works a bit better. Add a bit more over here as well, just to, again, amplify that feeling of movement. I don't want to overdo it either, right? It's so easy to overdo. Because each individual piece doesn't feel like enough. You know, so when I add volume and depth to the effects, then you end up with something that's a little overdone potentially. I say you, I mean me, obviously. I don't know if any of y'all have that same kind of feeling or issue as well, but I certainly get it all the time with these visual effects, because it's like, oh, it's close, but I just add one more. It'll be right. And you keep doing that till you have 1,000 waterfall pieces. Yeah, actually, I'm happy with that last pass there. I feel like that definitely brought some life up over here. Again, a little bit of vegetation, some more variance up top as far as the rocks are concerned, and that'll, I think, do the trick. But that will all be for the time lapse that we do with our next session in this Oh, no way. Are you actually? That's amazing. That's amazing. I didn't know they're actually... I can't believe it. That's so cute. That's so cute. I wish I could capture this. Oh, look at that. How romantic. Waterfall in the background. Look at his grumpy face. He looks so grumpy. Look at that. He looks so grumpy. That's so adorable. I'm so glad this is in the game. Enjoy this for a moment here. Oh, really? I caught the end of it? Ah, my luck. At least I caught some of it. At least I caught some of it. I love just watching them sometimes, you know? So cute. Feeling jealous over here? Look at that. Look at that run. Ah, so cool. They're such cool animals. They're so cool. Whoa. About to play us a tune? You know you want to, buddy. You know you want to. Yes. Yes. What a musician. What a musician. Folks, on that note, on that wondrous, happy note, we're going to call it a session over here. I hope you enjoyed this one. I got a fair bit done on this waterfall over here. Okay, it looks so funny when it's all frozen in time, but we got a fair bit done over here with the waterfall. We got the sponsor boards up. We've got, we visited Elitsu North as well. We got some new animals too. We got well, hopefully we've got a continuation of our Capuchin over here. I'm glad, again, thank you very much for pointing that out in the comments. It was mentioned a couple sessions ago, but only just had the opportunity to act on it. But I sincerely hope that resolves the situation over here. Abril, what's your deal right now? What's your deal right now with Jose? Yeah, we can get some good results over here. Not fantastic, but good results. Hopefully we'll maybe we need to get a female capuchin as well. I don't know, but at least we got that sort of sorted. We've got a new gorilla as well, so that should be actually good enough for their population requirements, right? Let me just check over here. Social, yeah, good stuff. And I also wanted to check on, right, Pachamama's garden. We have ourselves. Oh wow. That's our latest Baird's tapir. Very good stats over here. Very good stats. And we have a giant anteater baby as well. Okay, not the greatest. That's okay. Yeah, not everything can be a home run, right? Not everything can be a home run. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, and how I go about doing it. And again, let me know your thoughts about how we approach the near future of accomplishments, if you will, or what we try to get done. Obviously, there is the little villa section that I intend to make for, just outside the gorilla enclosure that we touched on last session. I think I want to complete that next session. But then what comes beyond that? We're seeing some activity on the outer ring of trains, but not as much as I would have liked at first. Again, like many of you have suggested, maybe the AI just doesn't understand it. But folks, whether they understand it or not, what I understand is it's time to call it a day. So again, hope you enjoyed. You know what to do if you did. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly, so thank you very much for that support. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time. Cheers.